You're ready for the new year, Ryan?
I have no choice.
That is true. That is true. Gird up your loins, people. 2026 is here, and it's off with a bang in more ways than one. So we'll see if we can't get through it together and hopefully see some good movies along the way. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the Visually Stunning Movie Podcast. I'm Mark. That's Ryan. Hi, Ryan.
Hello.
It's Thursday evening. Do you know where your kids are? No. Some of your kids are probably watching one half of the college football playoffs. The other half are waiting to see the movie we're about to talk about, which is Greenland 2 Migration, the sequel to 2021 or 2020s. I don't even know which anymore. Greenland, featuring Gerard Butler and Marina Baccarin, about the end of the world. I enjoyed the first one.
Yeah.
Didn't think it needed a sequel. Full disclosure.
Yeah.
So obviously a little hesitant coming into this one, where we get to see what happens 5 years later. When their safe haven becomes no longer safe and they have to find someplace else. So then, it becomes this weird thing. You liked the first one as well.
Yes.
Wasn't great. It was good. It was solid. Solid little actioner. Gerard Butler.
Yeah.
You expect a certain level, and that's what you get. This one, neither one of us was sold on it. What level was your apprehension going into the sequel we didn't think we needed?
Oh, going in, it's January. It's the first film we're screening of the year. To be quite honest, that comes with pretty low expectations. But I think in this case, they were a little higher than normal. Simply because, I did enjoy the first one. And while I didn't think it needed a sequel, there are worse ideas, I suppose, out there. And so I can't say that I went in with high expectations, but I expected it at least to be entertaining.
And the longer I think about it, does it need a sequel? Look, we're about to see our fourth 28 movie next week.
Yes. Yeah.
And many people would have said that we didn't need anything after 28 days later.
Sure.
And they really would have said that after 28 weeks later. And then we got 28 years later and everyone was like, oh, I can't wait for the next one. And so we're getting the Bone Temple next week. Well, we're seeing it next week.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure when it opens. Might be the week after that. But regardless, so sometimes the sequels you don't want turn out okay, and sometimes the sequels you do want do not.
Correct.
This one, I am happy to say, not bad. Not bad at all.
No.
It's not worse than the first one. It's not better than the first one. I think it does some things better than the first one. And that for me was the fact that they made the story smaller.
Yeah, well, yes.
Which is huge, ironically. Now it is literally it is about this family. But they're not fighting the whole way through to get somewhere. There are moments of calm, where at one point they're in a situation and Marina Baccarin's character, Allison, says, this almost feels normal. And it's like, there are those moments, and there would be in any situation like that. So it's nice to see those. So that was one of the things that stuck out to me, was that they made the story smaller, and so they made it more human, which is going to give you a better movie.
Well, and for the most part, it's rather than separating people up, it's all together. Just a more of a straight line narrative. And if you could ignore the fact that it fails at science.
Yeah, most post-apocalyptics do.
You're right. This film is hilarious in that there's a moment where they're desperately making sure that the son has his insulin, and then it drops completely out of the story entirely. Yep. Or there's a scene with some individuals who are purportedly experiencing dementia, and yet in this case, dementia just means that they like to play games, or that they're, there's the finer details in this. Don't look at them. Don't overthink them, because this definitely, if this was a science test, it failed, just remarkably failed in almost every regard. But if you're just looking for something that I suppose is fairly heartwarming, enjoyable. I thought the first film had a lot more tension. This one has some tension, but there doesn't it doesn't quite match the level of the first one in that regard.
And that goes back to the whole, in the first one, the comet Clark has not hit yet. And so the world is in a panic. And therefore they are dealing with nothing but panicking people the entire time. And those panicking people will either shut down or lash out. And they have to deal with a lot of the lash out and the violence in the first movie. In this one, it's 5 years later. Most people are dead or dying quick due to radiation and lack of food and clean water and all that good stuff. So it is that aspect of the survival story is missing. There's pockets of it, as there naturally would. Things would condense and condense and condense.
Yeah.
And so those are where we hit those, but then we get those interludes between, where one of our fellow critics did say, did use the word boring. And I don't know that I would say boring. I would say slow.
Yeah, I don't know that I was ever bored. It is a film that feels longer than its 98 minutes.
And but it never, it doesn't, they didn't try to, there's no way they could have made the story they have longer without it just being boring.
Yeah. And I do have to tip my cap. There are a couple things that I think a lot of films would have done that would have been a waste of time that this one didn't do.
Right.
There's a couple subplots that could have happened that didn't, because quite frankly, they weren't necessary.
No.
I mean, it's definitely, like I said, usually January has been a wasteland where you're either
January, February release time,
which we're seeing that kind of go away. And I think that's fine. There shouldn't necessarily be a downtime. There's it's not necessary. Let's put it that way. And, I think there's far worse things that you could see in the theater right now. I find, I'd rather see this again than Avatar.
Oh God, yes.
Or, we get this a handful of films that, that I rather avoid and see this again. But, it's fine. It's fine. It wasn't a terrible idea. It was maybe not the most intelligent film in the world, but it had, a fair amount of heart and a reasonably, I guess, there's at no point where you're like, this is so incredibly stupid, I can't even, you know what I mean? It is stupid, but it's never to the point where it's like so incredibly stupid that you just can't take it anymore.
Well, and let's not forgive the film its voiceover.
Yeah, which when
you get to the end of the film, you realize that was a poor choice.
Yeah.
So, and I will say, and if you watch it at home, you'll understand this reference. I was sad there were no dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
I was really kind of hoping we could have thrown that in, but we did not get dinosaurs.
But there could be
a dinosaur, just little dinosaurs. So it would have been fine.
It could be. We don't give evolution or whatever some time, man.
Yep.
It's only been 5 years.
Yeah. Gerard Butler, Marina Baccarin, And Roman Griffin Davis, whom I forgot. I was like, where do I know him from?
Yeah.
Jojo Rabbit. Not speaking as a quasi posh German youth, but an American boy with a Scottish father who's been living in a bunker for 5 years. So that's an interesting change for him. And he's grown up a little bit. But no, I was just surprised there's still gas left.
Yeah, well, again, that's part of the science that you go, oh, really? The fact that where they anyway, there's other stuff that I could go into, but it would give away plot points that,
And we don't want to do that.
Yeah, but yes, there are like numerous things in this film where you go, but again, if you're just willing to let it go,
and focus on the family,
and just,
it's all about family.
I mean, yeah, the gasoline thing is a major issue. Although, I guess if it was set a little further in the future, maybe everyone would have electric cars or solar paneling, and we could get around that without even having to think about how they're getting around that. But not here. But yes, again, the science of the film is heavily in question.
But that's okay because it's not the central focus.
Yeah, and when in doubt, just hug a tree.
Right? Yeah. Apropos,
hug a tree.
Hug a tree. You'll get that one too when you watch it. So there you go. So Greenland 2 Migration in theaters January 9th. It's worth checking out if you enjoyed the first one, or if you just want to check out for 98 minutes and watch some good, solid Gerard Butler action movie. You can't go wrong with that. So, and the performances are pretty good. It's shot really well.
Yeah, technically, sure.
The sound is really good too.
Yeah. So, and it's a film that will play better in a theater than in your home.
Oh, yes.
For the size wise and whatnot. So
big and loud. Loud. So there you go. So that's it. There's another movie opening tomorrow, January 9th, that we watched. It feels like 100 years ago.
Probably was
at this point. And it is another Bradley Cooper directed film called Is This Thing On?
Yes.
With Will Arnett and Laura Dern as a couple getting separating and heading toward divorce. And Will Arnett's character needs a drink, so stumbles into a bar and can't afford to pay the cover. But if you sign up to do stand-up, you can get in without a cover. So he winds up on stage, and so it's that. And I should like this movie, and I don't hate this movie, but I just don't care about this movie. Because as soon as he got up on stage, I was like, oh, we're watching The Marvelous Miss Maisel. Because it is literally the exact same setup and the exact same use of stand-up by our protagonist. So again, I should like it. I like the cast. The performances are fine, but I didn't care. And I don't know how you were going in. I don't know how you are now. But like I said, I'm just completely apathetic about this film.
Well, I keep confusing it with another film in my head. So,
which one?
The other stand-up comedy one.
I don't know. There's been so many.
Anyway, that one's anyway. No, I mean it's fine. I think again, this is a film that runs into, award expectation. The names attached to it. You're expecting something
in time for awards.
Yeah, you're
clear. So,
you're expecting a little upper tier, sort of film, and the fact that it's pretty simple and it's it's a little predictable, if you want
to. No, it absolutely is. So let me ask you a question: which Oscar bait film did you care for less, this or Jay Kelly?
To me, Jay Kelly was more interesting. particularly because of what it was trying to do. I think a film that purposefully what makes your protagonist unlikable or sets him up to be unlikable is more interesting than a film that is kind of doing the exact opposite.
Trying to make everyone likable.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
and it's the sort of thing where it's like, he's talking about his life, and he's got to know at some point that that's going to get back to the people that he's talking about.
Yeah.
But he doesn't really think about that. So there's that element of him that's probably, but it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. So what was I going to say? So yeah, so go back and listen to our episode on Jay Kelly, and you'll hear what Ryan really thought about that movie at the time. However, there is one thing that nobody could have predicted about Is This Thing On? We nearly had to sit through Peyton Manning's first on-screen love scene. So if for no other reason, if you want to watch Hollywood avoid having Peyton Manning do a love scene, this is the movie for you. Because it could have seriously gone that way, except for the predictability of the plot.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, again, it's not a bad film. I definitely,
like I said, I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely had more of a reaction to Jay Kelly.
Yeah, you did.
I did. But that's, but you want to react to films as well. So I guess maybe that's what's disappointing about this film, is that it's pleasant enough and the cast is good enough. And if you're a fan of the people in the cast, you'll probably at least be entertained. But I don't think that I've seen anyone talking about any aspect of this film as a serious contender for anything.
No.
Award wise, I don't even think. And actually there are lesser films that have been talked about, so it's kind of unusual maybe that this one hasn't been. But there are lesser films that got more conversation than this film did. It's fine.
And that's as far as I'd be willing to go with it. It's fine. I guess it's just, for me, it's just there. It's just this film that exists.
Yeah.
So it's just weird. So that is it. Greenland 2 is the first 2026 film we have seen in 2026.
Yeah.
Is This Thing On? We saw in early December, late November. I mean,
yeah,
it's way back.
It's been over a month.
Yeah. But it's a 2026 release, theoretically wide release. So they're both in theaters tomorrow, the 9th. Check out Greenland. That's my recommendation. Check out Greenland 2. But next week we are screening 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to that. And then in another week after that, we will have Sundance.
Yes.
So that we're looking forward to. Yeah, Bone Temple opens next week as well. So there you go, the 16th of January. So we'll have to look forward to that. And another movie that opened on streaming, I think, or it opens this week, is We Bury the Dead with Daisy Ridley, which I actually enjoyed. You can go read my review on the website, vsmoviepodcast.com. But I did enjoy it because I thought it was quiet and things. It's a zombie-ish thing. So, but not overly so. And it doesn't suck into some of the cliches that you might have expected as the movie progresses, which was, I enjoyed the fact that they avoided some of the more Hollywood tropes in that, but you can read that later. So, but yeah, so 3 2026 movies in theaters and or streaming, but I think We Bury the Dead is in theaters. Check them out. I'll tell you to check that one out too. I actually did enjoy it. I think she gives a very nice, quiet performance in there. So,
well, I like her, so that's good.
Yeah. So next week we get Bone Temple. That is it on the calendar for now for what we are watching. Although I don't know how I'm going to get there. Is one scheduled for the opening day of Sundance.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I don't know if I'm going to be able to make that work or not. So, because I'm really torn, because it's Send Help from Sam Raimi, and it's Sam Raimi. So I really feel like I should be there. So we'll have to see how that works. But I may check the clock and see if I can do both the things I'm thinking about doing that day. So I'll have to check the schedule for Sundance's opening day. So that is it. Tomorrow, Greenland 2 Migration and Is This Thing On? Check it out. Find We Bury the Dead. I'm going to tell you to check that one out as well. And we've got more stuff coming. It'll be slow for a little bit. We'll be doing some stuff from Sundance. Yeah. So watch for that. Yeah, it'll be a good time. You're ready for the new year, Ryan?
I have no choice.
That is true. That is true. Gird up your loins, people. 2026 is here, and it's off with a bang in more ways than one. So we'll see if we can't get through it together and hopefully see some good movies along the way.
Hope so.
So don't forget to like us, follow us on social media. Go to the website, vsmoviepodcast.com. Find links to all of our stuff there. We're on YouTube. If you're watching this, obviously you know that. So click subscribe. That would be great as well. Like I said, watch our Instagram. We'll probably put some shorts up there during Sundance and or some shorts on YouTube and whatnot. We'll do some stuff from Sundance and see how that goes. But until we talk to you again, be good, stay safe, go see a good movie in theaters. They are there. We've talked about a couple. Till we talk to you again, I'm Mark. That's Ryan. Bye, Ryan.
See you, folks.
And we'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.